All right, what's up guys? So I'm back with another trade recap. Today is February 4th. I took one of the best trades I've ever taken today. I risked like 2 points for just under a 20-point reward. The realized R multiple on that was 8.6 or 8.7. So this trade setup was based off sellers being absorbed. And yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys the order flow real quick so I can explain what made me put an entry on. Minimize myself a little bit. So just to give you guys some context, going into the day, we had data at 9 o'clock Central Time, and price had already bounced off of the buying from the tariff pause news in the last 48 hours. So I was favoring bullish today. I was looking for ways to get long, and I wanted to target the previous high, which was at 606.750, I believe. And that's where I get the target 606.6 from, because I put it just below that. But so yeah, that was my outlook on the day. Going into the day was look for ways to get long, and I wanted to target the high that was at 606.6. All right, so this is 10 minutes into the session, and what I already did notice was the CVD was going down and price was actually going up. So I know I talk a lot about CVD divergences, but once again, all the CVD does is allows you to see what the aggressive participation is like in the market. Yeah, how I'm reading this is I'm seeing that passive buyers are absorbing the sellers here. And on top of that, we formed a low volume node, and I put it right below, I believe 24.75 or 25, you could call it, down to right around 21 or 22. So let me get that right there. All right, so one thing that was sticking out at me was I'm seeing effort from these aggressive sellers by these red volume dots right here, and they are being absorbed right where this low volume area is. So this leads me to think that at some point, if price moves higher, these participants will have to buy back their positions, and that goes along with my bias for the day. On top of that, the VIX was down like 1% or 1.5%, so there was a few confluences there. But yeah, my entry was at 848, so what I was looking for moving forward, I wanted to see if the selling effort continued to be absorbed by passive buyers in this box that I marked out right here. I didn't take the entry until 848, so all right, so I skipped to just after where I entered so I could point to you guys what I saw. So like I said, I wanted to see if selling volume continued to get absorbed by passive buyers. And right here, I didn't think it was significant enough to enter a position. And when I saw this right here, you can see by the delta that this was some significant selling volume, and you can see it does get absorbed right around 25. So after I see this, what I'm waiting for is if we move up and then come back and kind of retest this area at 25. So that's what happened. And then as soon as I saw buying volume step in, this is where I put the trade on. Like I said, my entry was at 60.2675, and then my stop loss was at 24. And that was where I wanted to invalidate my thesis right at 24. That would have been right below where these participants were really getting absorbed at. You can see by on the DOM, a lot of absorption kind of starts at 25, and then between 25 and 26, these participants are being absorbed the most. So knowing that, I wanted my stop loss to be somewhere under this area, and I didn't want to put it too close because I've learned from doing that in the past that you just want to give it a little bit of room. So 24 was where I invalidated my entry, and then you're gonna see here what happens after I play it. So you can see very strong volume coming in shortly after I entered, and then we had news at 9, and that really just boosted things up even higher. To tell you guys my exits real quick, I usually don't do this, but today I decided to scale out. Yeah, just to show you guys, I took 3 off at just around 10 points from my entry just to lock something in. And then I took another 3 at 60.45 just into strength. I guess that was more of a emotional scale, I guess you could say. And then I took 2 more off at 60.50 whole number. And then I was gonna leave another 2 on for my final target, which was just under that local high. And for those last 2, I was planning on just letting them go as long as they needed to or stop out. but I decided that it wasn't even worth it to hold on to 2 micros for, I think it was like 14 extra points, which would have been just around like 140 bucks. So I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna take them off right here, and that's what I did. So I don't usually scale out, but I decided that I'm always gonna take something off at 10 points from now on, and then I'm gonna move my stop to break even. That way, if I do break even, at least I have one free trade. Those are my scales. Like I said, I was targeting 60, 66, which I actually think smacked. But yeah, that was the session today. That's how I got a 8.7 risk to reward, which is definitely not a normal thing. Like today was for sure boosted by some news. Definitely had some fuel by all those absorbed sellers in the beginning of the day. But so hopefully you guys found that useful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.